Wheels have to be stoked for Moulin, picks up and goes, slips it away to Philly De Pree, and De Pree for the try! And South Africa's captain may have put them into the quarterfinals, semi-finals of the World Cup. Philly De Pree, a classic scrum half try.
Hi guys, welcome to the Rugby Digest podcast, and this is the World Cup semi-final preview. I'm Chelsea, and with me I have Jacob.
Hi guys.
And we've actually patched in someone from Joburg. With us we have Roshan.
How's it going, gents?
Right, so today's format, we're going to go with how we're feeling, because I think there's just general nervousness around. Then we're going to look into the New Zealand versus England game, South Africa versus Wales game, followed by what are we looking forward to most out of this weekend, as well as predictions. So guys, to kick it off, the Springboks versus Wales. Wales have beaten the Boks the last 4 times they've played. The last 2 games outside of test windows. So the Boks, I think, are going to be coming in with a very different beast. But, let's be fair, we need to look at the competitor here. So how are you feeling from what Wales have got to offer versus where they could exploit our weaknesses?
I'll take us away. I think that Wales are a team, like we've discussed, that they know how to win games. So if they keep it tight, they'll need to gain parity with the Springboks in the forwards. So even if it's at set piece time, at scrum time, at line out, somehow they're going to have to stop the South African maul, stop the South African scrum, not give away penalties. That would probably be the main area that would give them any chance of winning this game, because the South African juggernaut pack is pretty unstoppable at the moment.
Agreed.
I also think that the aerial battle contest is going to be key to either of the teams winning. And Wales it's one of their biggest strengths. They box kick a lot, and they generally do win the aerial battle, which I am a bit nervous about, just going into the semi-final.
Definitely, they've got big wingers. So George North, Liam Williams, I see he's been named injured now, so he's not going to be in the squad, it seems like it. He's a big loss for them, but I think Halfpenny will just come straight in at fullback. That aerial battle is going to be a big one.
Like for like, it's Halfpenny coming in with his accuracy and his aerial threat. It's like for like for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting battle. I think the difference might be is that Liam Williams is a bit taller. So as great as Halfpenny is, he is a bit shorter. So if anything, it might be slightly better for the Springboks. This might be. It seems to be working out nicely with the injuries that we're getting.
With Spoon Corsi coming in.
Well, Spoon Corsi for the Boks, which they could also exploit. Mapimpi, we've known, is not the best under the eyeball. Nkosi is still a bit young. Wales will definitely be looking to exploit the kicking and the lack of aerial ability from the Springboks.
Agreed on that. And look, they'll also have to win the gain line battle just to create space for the wingers, for their big wingers to actually get ball and take it up.
Yeah, but they've got a big backline. If you look at their backline, it's probably a bit bigger than ours. Just their centres, Hadley Parks. It will also come down to whether Jonathan Davies is fit, because he is possibly their only world-class player, truly world-class player. If he's playing, it could give them the edge in that battle. But gain line is everything. If you're just looking pure collisions.
Do you think they're going to be able to get that collisions against this monstrous pack, dude? Wow, what a display against Japan. Even the bench that came on, I think they were actually even better than the guys who started. But just the pure physicality. I don't think Wales are going to win that battle going forward. I think that they're going to lose that battle. And they know that. And it could be why the aerial battle, there's going to be so much more emphasis placed on the aerial battle, because it's going to be their only tactic that they can use.
If you
Given the way they play, and if they're going to be playing to their strengths.
if you've watched any of the games, the other games against Australia, against Fiji, a lot of it was just like cross kicking and scoring. There's no other way they look like scoring. They were pretty piss poor last week as well. I can't believe they won that game.
I was so disappointed.
Yeah. I don't know how they keep winning games, but somehow they just do. And it's annoying because they're not that good, man. They've obviously got something going for them.
Yeah, look, I mean, before the World Cup, going into the World Cup, I actually had them pegged down as a favourite.
As well.
Them and Ireland, actually. And it was based on their current run of form at the time, where they looked so dangerous. But I mean, the minute they came up under the World Cup pressure, they crumbled.
I don't know if they've crumbled
Well,
or
they
they're just not that
yeah.
good.
They're lackluster for me.
I've seen them play better. You don't beat the All Blacks like twice.
Who are we talking about? Ireland?
Ireland, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But they, like we discussed, they're a year older. They're a bit too old. Somehow the tactics were stale. New Zealand just came out and won those collisions. But back to the Wales-South Africa game. Jerome Garces as a referee
Oh,
could
why?
also be a huge factor. We all know this as Springbok fans.
He could.
It's a massive
go either
talking
way.
point. But what I do like about what the South African team kind of has at the moment, they're just a professional lineup. So everybody else is talking about this, like the fans, we are all discussing it, everybody's fretting about what's going to happen with the ref, but I don't think they're thinking on those lines. And I don't think it will overrule them either. If we just go out there and do the basics, and we should be fine. We should beat Wales.
I agree with you. Just in terms of how the actual players are dealing with all the media attention the referees are getting, and honestly, I think it speaks to a lot of the progress that Garces made in the last 2 years, just with regards to the mental shift the boys have made, and it's clearly on display in their level of professionalism in every game at this World Cup so far.
I totally agree. Everybody just knows their job and is doing their job
Yeah.
really well. In sync, like everything seems like it's running smoothly. Although in the backs we haven't looked flash at all. So that's probably the only concern for us, because I just can't see them beating us in the forwards at any stage.
Dude, with the back they're so dominant, our backline doesn't have to be flash.
They don't, but they need to be better, because
Agreed.
think about the dominance that the forwards are
They
getting.
do need to be better, but it's World Cup rugby at the end of the day. They're not going to be doing anything beyond a certain risk threshold in terms of backline moves and things like that. That's going to be basic rugby that they can get right.
I agree, but are we a team that can score 2 quick tries and then the game gets away from the opposition? That is my only worry, because we're not the clinical side.
No.
If you look at New England last week, New Zealand last week, New Zealand against us, where they score those 2 quick tries and the game is over. Teams can't chase when defenses are so well organized, and our defense is the most organized defense in the world. If we can just get that kind of 2 score quickly, we could end up putting a lot of points on anyone, because we'll be hard to chase down, impossible to chase down.
I do agree with you somewhat on this, but at the same time, it's semi-finals. It's not like the quarterfinals or a knockout game. It's the semi-finals, and because it's the semi-finals, it's going to be a lot more conservative.
You think?
I do think so. Nobody's going to be taking unnecessary risks.
I agree, we don't need to take unnecessary risks per se, but when the opportunities come, we've been missing them. So Philly's knocked on a
That I
ball or
definitely agree with. We haven't been clinical enough at all in terms of taking our chances and just getting the basics right. Just a basic pass out of hand to the next person.
Yes.
I totally, yeah. It's a major issue, but hopefully, I've been thinking about this the last couple of days, and we can't be as like Philly and Faf can't be as bad as they've been.
Oh, so
Like Philly can't, like he is due a big game
so you
or
say
two.
he's actually now going to show the Villy that the
I
Villy
I'm
that
not
he
saying
should be
he's going
selected.
to, but the stats or the odds will show that he is due a big game.
he's
Maybe
due.
I'm just like really hoping.
He's definitely due a big game, and I think the same thing for some of our key players as well. Fuck de Klerk is definitely one of them, especially because of the scrutiny he's been under in the last week or so. And, it's difficult for me to say the next player's name, but even a Dwayne, last game he stepped up quite nicely in terms of his work rate and the hits he put in. But prior to that, he's been, I don't want to say missing, but his name hasn't been mentioned enough by the commentators during a game, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Usually he's all over the place.
I have
Making big hits,
noticed.
making devastating runs, and he's not getting involved as what he used to be. So I think Dwayne is also due a massive game, and nobody will forget what he did the last time in the World Cup to Wales.
Exactly, it was a moment of magic.
It was a moment of magic.
I'm expecting there are a few players who've been quiet. Like even Kulisi, he had a good game last week. It wasn't his best game, but he's building up. Like he came back from injury. He's kind of building up into good form. Peter Steff even hasn't hit his full potential yet. There are a lot of players who haven't quite hit their best game yet. So even Malcolm Marx, we know what their best is. Maybe they're saving it for these moments. That's what I'm hoping at this stage, because Rassi has planned everything meticulously. To think that he hasn't thought about all of these things, I just think he's got everything planned.
It's something that I did actually want to bring up at a later point in the podcast, but now that you have brought it up, they are peaking at the right time. And I look at last week's performance, right, relative to the other performances, and I look at all the teams. The English and the All Blacks sent out a message in terms of what they're capable of and the level of performance that we can expect from them, right? We haven't hit that level yet. Like, we actually haven't sent out a clear, dominant message where everybody is doing everything right. We've been making a lot of mistakes and still looking good. And I think the timing is everything at this World Cup. And we will peak in the semis and we will be even better in the finals. I think if we win the semi-finals, we will win the World Cup.
I really hope so. It is looking likely, but what I've also liked is that because of last week, like I've actually been surprised because I thought we actually played really well, all things considered, and it was the perfect test for our team. Nobody else has. Everybody's been on the South Africa shit vibes, and I'm talking just people from around the world, ex-players, media in general, are kind of talking us down, even though we haven't put a foot wrong outside of that first game. We're looking really strong, and nobody is actually giving us any credit at the moment, which is good. So it's going to be interesting to see how the boys.
It's not like discrediting their performances. The forwards have been absolutely sensational, but I look at a game like Japan, where we should have had 2 or 3 more tries if we just got the basics right.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of errors I'm speaking to, and there's no margin for that kind of mistakes come semis and finals.
Exactly.
And the more we improve on that, the more clinical we're going to become, and we're going to have that one game where we completely dominant in every sphere of the game, because we've seen it before.
I really think that the key to this weekend's battle is going to be a fast start from the Springboks. We cannot start the way we did last week against Japan, because another team is going to put points on, and we could be chasing a big score from there. That's my only worry. So the Boks just need to start it fast this weekend. That should be the first thing.
It's a big worry. It is a big worry only because statistically over the last 2 seasons we haven't started well in a lot of our games. Most of our games actually we didn't start well, where our better performances always came in the second half.
It's going to be interesting. Wales also have a solid defense, all things considered. But what I have noticed is that if you can get the offloads off, if you look at the Australia and Fiji games, it really troubled them getting the offloads away, if that makes sense. So they could break the defense, because Wales is going to come with an equally, say, structured defense as ours. They might not be able to physically match us on the gain line, but those little offloads and we're in behind, like we could really take them apart, because we will be getting go forward, we will be winning collisions.
They will definitely be dominating the collisions, and if we were going to be dominating the set pieces as well, we will definitely go on to win the game.
It's just a simple game plan. South Africa know what they have to do. Nobody has to do anything flash. A moment of magic here or there, obviously, just to get us that score 2 ahead. We need to get outside of 2 scores.
Yeah.
It's a vital, especially with Wales knowing how to win games.
Lineouts.
Yeah, our lineout is the best in the world. There is no
They
doubt.
have 100% success rate at the moment.
I was looking at the stats today, and it's actually 100% success rate this year. So that's including the rugby championship.
Are you serious?
Yes, dude.
That's incredible, actually.
I know. How amazing is our mall as well? Finally coming together.
Yo, dude, I've watched it over and over again. I actually recorded it on my cell phone. It was so sensational.
People were giving Malcolm Mark so much shit last year about getting his line out right. And he has his all-round game kind of taken a backseat, because he hasn't been as dominant, or
No, he hasn't. You are correct.
his name isn't mentioned as much either. There's so many players in our team who haven't hit their peak yet.
But I also think that he's been prepared. He's been more than prepared to take that back seat. For maybe other people to shine, and also there's no longer that vacuum in terms of a leadership. So he hasn't had to step up to the plate.
Yes, that's very true.
That vacuum has actually been plugged.
That is also true.
So
something actually we didn't even consider. The fact that the other forwards have been so dominant, he just hasn't had that platform to do what he does best.
Like, players are going hard at different stages. They don't all, But the way we play as well, it's so much about the team than it is about the individual, that the players don't even mind not having the limelight,
Yeah.
And there's no egos in the squad. Everybody's, like I said, everybody's just doing their job. And really fucking well at the moment.
So the only person we have to bank on here to conclude this breakdown is Garces, because let's hope he's a fucking team player. Otherwise, we are going to be in for quite a dismal game.
I think that our approach to the way the ref is going to be refing this game is it's going to be different to the way we've done things in the past. This time around, we know he's erratic. He doesn't blow the breakdown, and it's an area where we'll be stronger. And if we dominate the collisions, we should dominate the breakdown as well. So the message is very clear, and they will know it. We have to adapt to Garces. Watch what he does in the first 15-20 minutes of the game. How he blows the game, and play accordingly.
It's the only chance we have.
Yeah, because if we get on the wrong side of him,
he's going to end up.
It's over 1 in 10
Yes, it
is not a great statistic, to be honest. So, just nothing stupid. Everybody just hold your cool. No yellow cards, no red cards, ideally.
Just don't lose your shit. Be a professional,
Yeah.
be a good sportsman, and do what you're going out there to do, which is to win for your country. It's really that simple.
I think if we continue what we have been doing, we will win. Bar Valley, we need to drastically up his game.
Yes.
We'll win.
Agreed.
I'm thinking the same. So what do you think of, like, what are the key battles in this game?
Oh, biggest battle for me is it's going to be Alan Jones against Lloyd.
Oh, it's going to be epic, man. The
It
two big
is.
men.
133 caps for Alan Jones.
It's actually
Lloyd
100
putting
and
in monstrous performances.
yeah, it's actually 142. He's going for his 142nd this week.
Wow,
It's incredible, eh?
that's incredible.
Test matches and at lock as well, because type 5 grant work. He's a beast.
So let's see. Experience versus hunger. The last time I saw a battle like this was Victor Matfield versus Andries Becker, and
Ooh.
it's very obvious that experience trumped there, right?
Yes.
Alright.
So, hoping the best for Lloyd.
You're talking a completely different level of player though, Victor Matfield compared to Alan Wynne-Jones. But that experience and that know-how is going to prove vital.
Yeah,
He's a leader,
it is.
But I think that Lloyd's also playing some of the best rugby again. He's really stepped it
He's
up.
seriously on form.
He's really dominant in the collisions. Fuck, he is a beast at the moment.
He's living up to being a previous SA Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's totally coming back to his best form. Another battle that I'm looking forward to, and this one's still up for debate at the moment, is the Jonathan Davies versus Lukhanyo Am. Young kid against one of the best centers in the world. If he's fit, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Davies, he's for me, he's the best player in that Wales team. The way he marshals that defensive line and the way his reading of the game is just second to none at this stage. And at the same time, Lukhanyo Am's defense has been sensational, to say the least.
It's unbelievable.
He's seriously taken it up a level, and it kind of reminds me of Jacques Fourie in that outside center channel where his defense was just unbelievable.
Yes, I also think, like, with Lukhanyo Am, bar last week he made a couple of silly mistakes, but a lot of players did, under pressure. Throwing stupid offloads, throwing stupid passes.
Going forward, it's a completely different game with Lukhanyo Am, but
I feel like his basics are really good.
Efforts.
His basic skill level is really good. Like his catching and passing and, his understanding of the game of rugby, if that makes sense. So he makes those simple things look really easy so you don't notice them.
Yeah.
He's a very, he does the basics really well, man. And I think the attack will come over time. The Springbok team hasn't hit its full potential yet, and we're not even close in terms of unleashing that back line at all.
Yeah. It's exciting. I mean, it really is exciting times ahead. Also because we've got such a young team going forward, and that back line. Just think about that post-World Cup back line where we still have Damian Willems is struggling to get into the team. And what a huge talent that is. But yeah, definitely exciting times ahead.
There are lots of youngsters coming through, but your thoughts on Willie Leroux?
I'm so glad people aren't
I'm
asking
taking
my
a breather here only because I really want to watch what I say. I've been absolutely disgusted. His performances as a player and a representative of this country has just been unacceptable, to say the least. And he's got a lot to make up for, and he can thank his forward pack that we are where we are, and not because of the way he's been playing at all.
Exactly. There's so many other players who have had to cover his ass, basically.
Yes.
And make plays, specifically because he makes simple skill errors. Like he's not making errors throwing offloads or breaking the line. He's making errors, simple catch and pass errors,
Yeah, look, I
which you
think
just
that,
can't do in like really,
I think
pressurized
that
situations.
he's one of the main reasons our attack has been stunted at this World Cup, and it's really just been our defense on display and our forwards just dominating everybody. Because the way Rassi's game plan works, like you mentioned earlier, it's 1 to 15 has to do what they're supposed to do on the field. If one of them or two of them is not going to do it, it's going to either break up the defensive line, it will stop the attack, or it will stop us going forward. Right?
Like it's total cohesion that you need throughout.
There is total cohesion, and Willie is the reason our attack has been so appalling, only because he's been struggling to get the basics right.
And I can't understand because our pack is providing the best platform we've possibly seen in a decade.
Yes.
And like we're not doing anything on attack. It's ridiculous, man. I don't know. His battle with Lee Halfpenny is also a biggie. Just in the air, because they're going to bomb us fucked up. That's all they're going to do.
Oh, they are going to drop bombs for days.
Yeah, they're going to test very hard.
Literally Hiroshima all over again.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting. The aerial battle is a big... that's probably the only area that they're stronger than us. In every other facet of the game, the Springboks should win this game.
Dude, I'm so nervous about it, only because it's become a main facet of our gameplay as well.
Yes. But we seem to be winning. Our defense is just monstrous at the moment.
The scramble defense, though, Dwayne, a few times last week, it was next level.
The only issue is that I can't see them scoring any other way. Like breaking us down with a set piece or just in phase play. It's going to come from either an intercept or a bobbled ball.
A severe lack of concentration on our part, and we've had a few of those.
Exactly. Well, barring the first game, we've actually been okay.
But yeah, barring the first game, we have been okay, but the lapse in concentration, it's 1 or 2 lapses, 2 tries conceded.
Yes, it's a vital. You can't concede consecutively as well. Quick points. It's going to be a tight game, guys. Like, however we want to spin it, it's going to be a tight one.
Yep, the mercy's not going to be with us if we fuck it up ourselves.
Let's just hope.
Prediction, though.
Let's just hope that
Do you want a
Garces
prediction?
is...
I want a man of the... Who would you like to be man of the match? Who's the player you'd really like to see put their hand up?
I would actually say... I want to see Peter Steph, man. I just want to see him have that monsters game and confirm. And then everybody knows I'm here now, Because the Peter Steph hype was building and it's kind of slowed down during this World Cup because other players have put their hand up and Peter Steph hasn't really hit those heights that we know he can. And he's been on the edge of things. So, like, there have been a few forward passes where he've run in, like, he's there or thereabouts. But when it all comes together, which it will, I'm hoping it's this weekend, basically.
So you're hoping for a dominant Peter Steph display?
Yes. Like, get a try and a try assist.
I am going to go against the grain on this one completely, and I'm hoping the real Willie will stand up.
What?
No, don't say
hope
that.
the real Willie will stand up.
Dude, you see, I was
Because
thinking
they're not
Willie.
going to drop him.
I was thinking Willie, but then I was thinking, he needs to stand up next weekend, dude.
Okay.
Think about it.
Going with the stat of
Going with the odds,
8
yeah.
games, you say.
Yeah, I'm just like, I would like it to be Willie, but in a World Cup final, I wouldn't. I'd prefer him having his best game ever then,
Definitely.
basically.
Ever in his life, yes.
Because he could fuck out, like,
Why
even
are we-
this weekend.
The fact that his name has even been mentioned in this environment is upsetting me. Like, I'm actually
We need
feeling
him to have a big game,
nauseous.
man. One of these two.
We do with that. I mean, okay, I'll save it for the final. If that's the case, then let's just go with the dominant loose trio display. I'm wanting Siya Kolisi to put up his hand as well.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Also,
He's been a bit quiet.
get more involved in the wider channels. You
Yes,
know,
totally agree.
break some lines,
Agreed.
steal some ball on
I'm
the
hoping
ground.
Thea is going to really put up his hand this weekend.
Okay, so who are you thinking, Charles?
Well, I've always got my favorites. You know, it would be, we've discussed him, but it would be really nice to see Lurt get that recognition that we've seen from a personal point of view, get that recognition from everyone else. But I'm always going to go for my firm favorite, and I think if Lukanya is on, he's on.
It's a big game for
And
him.
and
It's a big game.
and I really hope that he brings it, because then he's flaring.
Yeah, he can make a name for himself. There are lots of players who can make a name for themselves this weekend.
For me, I want points on the board. And if he's going to be the man to get me the points on the board, I want them.
Cool. That's a nice mix of players. So we move on to the New Zealand England game.
So, New Zealand-England game. Okay, so we know that we've had Eddie Jones running his mouth off left, right and centre. Some spy drama up in the mix. But listen, is England actually putting some serious pressure on the All Blacks? I mean, New Zealand have beaten England the last 6 times. England's last win was in 2012. And last year, it was 16-15 to New Zealand. So, like, what are England going to have to do to capitalize on all the steam that Eddie Jones is putting out there and convert it into a win against the All Blacks?
Do you want to take us off?
The set piece are going to be massive.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
England have to get dominance. They have to dominate every single set piece. Parity will just not be enough against a team like the All Blacks.
It won't. I see they've released the team sheet, so Scott Barrett is in. He's actually in on the flank, which we'd spoken about before the World Cup, and I think he would have played there against the Springboks in the first game had Brodie Retallick not been injured, because they've lacked the physicality at number 6, and I think Sam Cane hasn't really played too well. He's making a lot of tackles, but he's not affecting games anymore, and like being a tackler is just not enough in today's game, you know?
I mean, I totally agree with you. Sam Cane, for me, I'm sorry to say it, but he's never really lived up to the hype. He's never been that player for me. There's always been a lurking player in New Zealand that I felt was better. And for a very long time, Audie Savia was that person.
Yeah,
and now
he's
that he is starting, I mean, I don't know why it took New Zealand so long to start Audie. Scott Barrett has just been one of the form players in the world. I mean, from the Super Rugby, he was probably definitely top 3 players of the tournament for me. He's just playing good footy, and why wouldn't you start him? He would have definitely started every game at 6 if Brodie was fit. Why wouldn't you start him at 6? He just offers so much more than Sam Cane.
So they've also got like quite a settled lineup. Basically, the New Zealand team, that was the only change for them. England are going to need, the Vunipola brothers. They're going to have big games because they're big boys. England need to get their big boys onto the ball, get over the advantage line, get over the gain line, and try and stop New Zealand on the advantage line, on the gain line. Because if they get forwards rolling over the advantage line, they're going to tear you to shreds, like they did against Ireland last week. They had no chance because they couldn't win one collision.
Yeah, I mean, just speaking to that, they've also just got to be clinical. They've got to take every opportunity that comes their way because it's going to be few and far between.
Yeah, massive. They've also England have brought in George Ford again. So Owen Farrell and Tui Lange in the centres, that's going to be a great battle as well.
And the reason for George Ford coming in is definitely because they're going to be needing an extra kicker.
Exactly.
They're probably going to be dropping bombs, and that aerial battle is just going to be so crucial. If they a misplaced kick and bat it in space, and he will just do to you what he does to every team in the world.
He'll destroy you.
Yeah.
He will destroy you and do it so
Comfortably.
easily, man.
Yeah.
So the kicking has got to be pinpoint. It's got to be so accurate. And they've got to make sure they win that.
Another thing is that you can't afford to make errors or turnovers
Yeah.
against New Zealand. Ireland last week, I can't even think about the amount of just unforced errors and turnovers that they gave to the best team in the world.
Yeah.
You can't, they would have to keep it to a bare minimum of maybe like 10 turnovers for the entire game to give
Look,
themselves any
yeah,
chance.
I mean, I'm going to be frank about it. They need a perfect performance. Anything less than a perfect performance, and they will not beat this All Blacks.
So having said that, like last year, when they played at Twickenham, the score was what, 15-16, and New Zealand could easily have lost that game. Eddie Jones knows what he's doing. These guys know what they're doing. If they step up, the physicality specifically, it's the only way you can beat New Zealand. There is
I
no
think
other way.
they're also going to need the rub of the green, and they'll need a lot of, well, not a lot, let's say a few 50-50 calls to go their way, just to give them some sort of ascendancy.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe a couple of ref calls at vital times. You know, it's not even about the call; it's about the time of the call. So like
Agree.
getting a
Definitely.
penalty, a soft penalty, in the last 5 minutes when you're under pressure, as opposed to getting a soft penalty 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Those things which even itself out over the course of the game, but it's just the vital times of the game when you get it. And I think there's so many things, small things like that have to go England's way this weekend.
It just shifts the momentum of the game, the timing of those penalties. Well, it can seriously shift the momentum of the game.
Yeah, New Zealand will just do what New Zealand do, I guess.
Yeah, look, for me, the English are going to have to make sure that they can keep their game as slow as possible, and that includes slowing the ball down at every breakdown. It's the only way they can allow their big forwards to come in and suffocate them, and just putting kicks forward and waiting for the forwards to do what they need to do in terms of dominance. They're going to have to need that.
Yeah. New Zealand just need parity in the set piece and in the collisions even for their backline to be too strong. You know?
Yeah.
It's a vital part. New Zealand, they're just gonna fucking give it to Bowden Barrett and he's gonna tear it up. That's all they do.
Yes.
And they've got
that
their
man
forwards are
is
good enough to get them that go forward ball.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Another thing is goal kicking. So we know that Farrell is a really good goal kicker, but so is Moanga. He's proven it now this World Cup.
Yes, he has, and I think it's also one of the main reasons why he's been preferred over the best player in the world at fly-off. But at the same time, it's a semi-final against England. He's got to be at his best, and him being at his best requires a perfect kicking record in this game.
Yeah, New Zealand have quite a few things going for them at the moment. I think that experience also another key. New Zealand have players who've been there, and I don't think England have anyone who's even been in a World Cup semi-final before in their squad.
Yeah.
So that could give New Zealand the edge as well.
But I mean, looking at the New Zealand team as a whole, they have a natural BMT. And that it's across players. It's not just limited to the gold stars like Bowden Barrett. Like, these guys know how to play, and they play every game big, like it's the biggest game. So I think from a pressure point of view, these guys are going to be absolute steam cats. This is going to be cruising for them. Whereas, as you say, like, England is not coming in with a final season team. I mean, we can talk about all the Northern Hemisphere games have been involved in, but it's not anything close to a Southern Hemisphere absolute bloody beatdown. I mean, we go for
Yes.
blood.
Dude, okay,
And-
When they get going, when that
Yeah.
juggernaut gets going.
I know,
Like-
which I think might happen this weekend. Like,
And there's a currency, there's a standard currency in Southern Hemisphere rugby of good old just play fucking rugby. And there's that level of aggression and constant pressure that's applied and knuckling down. No one's whinging on the ref. It's just like get your job done and get it done well. And New Zealand prove it time and time again. You've seen it with a lot of the players coming through from the Super Rugby. They are pretty much unflappable. And if ever the pressure was going to get to anyone, it's going to be this English team.
it could be.
Just a,
Could be.
Yeah.
other angle here.
New Zealand are going to come up with new things. Eddie Jones going to come up with new things. It's mouth-watering.
It is. For
It's
me, I'm
really
looking forward
just-
to this game the most out of the two semi-finals.
It's building up so nicely because you've got two great tacticians with good squads who are relatively evenly matched. Like where New Zealand has the edge is just in the mental, you know. Somehow they just have that extra 1 or 2% at the right times. And
Indeed.
England
And they,
are gonna have to do well to defy that, you know.
New Zealand always have a gear to take up.
Yeah.
And it's something you have to be aware of. That's why, like I said, England will need a perfect performance with a 1 or 2 50-50 goals to go their way.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's gonna have to be a lot of things are gonna have to go their way for them to win this game, as opposed
Yeah.
to New Zealand could have adversity and still win it,
Yes.
and would still be favourites.
Yeah, agreed. This team is they're unbelievable.
So, guys, if we're going to break it down to the key battles, head to head, who are we looking at?
I'm excited because it's gonna be in the tight five. The Itoja versus Brody Retallick battle.
Wow.
Because
It's going to be Titanic.
You're talking two of the most skillful locks in the world, probably two of the three best.
On here.
When I say in terms of skill and all-round game, it's gonna be Titanic. I'm excited to see who's gonna come out on top in that battle because it will go a long way to winning this game. That
I
engine
know who's going to come out on top there.
because there's gonna be like a moment of magic. Either one can produce,
Yeah. Yes.
and we're talking about locks here, which makes it so much more epic.
For me, it is a key battle. I just think that the level of experience Brody Tally brings into the game ahead of Mario Toji will just put him a few steps ahead, and he's going to outwit him on the field, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We're talking young blood versus not old dog, but the world's best probably.
Yes. He's up against the world's best. And what a stage to actually go out and prove yourself. He's in a knockout game at the World Cup up against the world's best lock.
Then another battle, I think is gonna be now a bigger battle as well, which might go a long way to deciding this game. Is the Richie Mwanga versus George Ford battle, because they're both relatively inexperienced compared to say the Bowden Barrett for New Zealand, who was playing at 10, and Owen Farrell, who's now playing at centre. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle that pressure, because
Look, not that it's a weakness, but if you were to attack any sort of kink in the New Zealand armour, it is that Mwanga channel. Especially with Scott Barrett at 6 feet, just being a little bit slower than Sam Kane. It is a channel that they will attack. And Farrell or Ford, they've got the ability to break a line. And if there's any channel in that back line they should be attacking, it's the Mwanga channel.
yeah, it's going to be an interesting battle. So now that we've come to the end, shall we go through what each team needs to do to win
I'm just gonna
semi-final.
stop you there. I'm gonna stop you there, and this is for all the front rows out there in the world. That sometimes people just forget about you and the work you put up in the front row. Another key battle I want to bring up is Carl Sinclair and Joe Moody.
Ah.
That's going to be huge. Either one of them get the upper hand in this game, and it sets the platform for scrum dominance, collision dominance, etc. So that battle for me is going to be crucial in terms of forward dominance and who's going to be dominating the scrums.
Absolutely.
It is. The tight 5 battle in this game is gonna be epic because England have to win it. There is no weekend, there is no other way that they can win this game because they're not gonna beat them in terms of moments of magic or in the back line.
Yeah.
Nor are they going to do it in the back row because Kieran Reid is also playing some serious rugby again. Amazing how he's just stepped it up at the moment.
We can't go through this without mentioning Ardy Savia again.
Exactly.
Like, this man's leg drive is the best in the world. He is personally he's my favourite, and he's the best player in this All Black team for me at the moment.
Could be the best player on the planet.
Bowden Barrett, but for me it's Ardy Savia. Like, he has just been his work rate, his leg drive, his physicality that he brings. He's also legally, he's like that nugget at every single breakdown.
And his speed, his speed off the mark gives him that edge that
he's
no other
ridiculous.
back rower has in the world. Literally. He's powerful. So it's going to have to be in that tight 5 where England win this game. If they do have...
That's the only way they can win it.
So how do you think New Zealand, what do they need to do to... What is their one key thing that they need to do to win this game?
I mean, for me, all they have to do is match England for physicality and just make sure they're accurate, especially with their discipline, which could play a pivotal role in this game and any game. We've seen just these slip tackles up the neck leading to either yellow or red cards, and it could be turning points in the game. But for me, I think that as long as they're matching England physically, they should win the game.
Yeah.
England?
Final thoughts. I want some predictions out the game here. Like, what are our score predictions?
Oh, this was a tough one.
Well, no pressure. I mean, if you're feeling the pressure, you can go win or lose.
So we're going to go for both games?
Yep.
What say you?
Oh, Charles, I think you should lead us off, seeing as you are...
So, I'm always going to go for Die Hard, and like, Roshan, to be fair, like, I was right with you with Wales being my underdog. But for me, they've been less than satisfying to watch in more ways than one. And they've struggled through. So I'm going for a Springbok win here. But I'm not overly confident because Wales will do what Wales need to do to prove a point. So for me, I'm thinking Springboks will take it by 12.
Yeah, it's quite a big margin.
Ooh, it is a big margin. I think I'm also going to go with the Springboks victory there. I think that the only way Wales can win this game is with the help of Garces. I'm not going to go with a 12-point victory. I'm going to go with a 7-point victory.
Okay, nice and conservative.
I am going to also, I mean, there is one way I can see us losing this game, and it's via a red card.
Oh.
And even with a red card, we could still beat Wales. That's how strong we are.
I think if we're in the lead and we have to defend for 20 to 30 minutes, and because of a player getting a red card, I think we could, under those conditions, still win the game.
Agreed, because our forwards, we would just keep it with the forwards. We can play 10-man rugby. We're probably the only team who can do it. So, barring a red card early, I'm going to go with the Springbok win. And you know what? If we get 2 scores out. So if we get outside of 8 points early or outside of 10 points early, we could see a big scoreline, like 20-point victory, 25-point win. I just feel like we're that much better of a team. It might not show on the scoreboard, but it might. And I'm thinking this could be the weekend.
Well, let's hope so.
So, what are your predictions for the New Zealand England game? Because this is the big one.
Yeah, okay, but you see, this is so tough because
It's gonna be a
New Zealand win,
absolute epic.
and if my dream comes true, we win, which means we play New Zealand and vomit. But then at the same time, I don't really want to play England because I'm like, maybe I just shouldn't watch this game. But if I'm gonna have to go for a call here, I'm going to say New Zealand to take it by 9.
Okay, solid.
I'm still feeling nervous either way.
I'm thinking New Zealand. And I'm also thinking that if the Springboks make it through, which I believe will happen, I would prefer playing New Zealand. Just because in order to be the best, you're gonna have to be the best. So
I 100% agree with you on that.
and I don't want to play England just because if we beat England, people are always gonna be like, "But you never beat New Zealand." I would prefer playing New Zealand, and I do think that they're just a better side at the moment. They'll get it done. It might be comfortably as well by 10 points.
Yeah, I'm also going with an All Blacks victory by 10 points. They're just too good, and I totally agree with you. I want to beat the All Blacks in the final. If we go through, which I also think we will, and I think they'll beat England by 10 points.
Yeah. So we're hoping for a couple of great games this weekend. It's building up that way to be potentially 2 really tight games. But yeah, I've just got that feeling that it might not be.
I still think so. I think Southern Hemisphere juggernaut is just gonna. I think both of them are gonna get. They could easily get steamrolled. I mean, this is highly possible.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Let's hope we have 2 good games and we get the final we all want.
Yes, I would 100% agree. So, on that note,
It's been a good one. We're looking forward to the biggest
I think this
rugby
weekend
in
is
4 years.
going to be an absolute cracker either way. I think there are going to be some broken hearts, and I think there are also going to be some ridiculously happy humans out there. Hopefully that the green and gold comes through.
Yeah, Boks will do it for the boys. We need this.
We do. Boks All Black final.
Come on, boys. Get in.
But guys, please,
Exactly.
all forms of feedback would be great. Like some comments up in there, like share it. Just let us know what you're feeling as well. I mean, this is a group effort, and any form of feedback is greatly appreciated. But it's been real, so thank
Yeah.
you so much, and we're
Thank
out.
you, guys. Cheers, guys.
Cheers,
mate.
guys. Bye.